This is Yarn and Glass, episode 26.
26.
26.
Holy.
And
wow.
It is May 23rd, 2023. And we just want, I'm Virgin and this is Charlie. And we just want to thank you for watching. And we really appreciate the new subscribers. And the new subscribers have happened because Allie, I believe, because Allie of Little Drops of Wonderful mentioned our podcast on her channel, and I really appreciate you subscribing. And yeah, we kind of jumped up. I mean, you know, it's been a low membership.
Towards hundreds of thousands?
No, but we're over 100. We were at 90.
Whoa.
We were at 95 for a little while, and then all of a sudden we jumped to like 120. So I definitely credit that to Allie, and I really appreciate her.
Let me say something. When we watch her
podcast.
I'm getting old. When I watch a podcast, you know, there's something about her that is so warm and wonderful and knowledgeable. And her husband's great, and the
even
kids are
Charlie
great.
watches it.
I don't watch anything.
He really tunes out on most of the yarn podcasts that I watch.
But she's
the
really,
YouTube
really
channels.
special person.
She is very
her
special.
Family's great.
So yeah.
So there you go. Okay.
Anyway, this is Yarn and Glass, and I talk about knitting and yarn related things, crochet and sometimes sewing and fiber things, and also mosaics. So I will show what I'm working on in the studio, and we'll also show what and a little bit of life and what I've been knitting, and that's what we're going to do.
And let me also say that you're a really fantastic mosaic artist.
Oh,
and you're not even paying me for
that. He has to say that.
No, I mean,
pay him.
And you guys know that if you watch the show.
No.
So, anyway.
But recently we had quite a few people come to our house. We were on a home tour in our neighborhood, and it was crazy. We expected 30, 40 people maybe, because they had to pay $60 a couple to go to see 8 houses. So we thought, no, we'll have 30, 40 people.
How many do we have?
Well, I said 500 later in the thing that I filmed in the studio, but I think I might have exaggerated.
Well, it was at least 400.
It was at least 400.
Unbelievable.
I know it was 400, and it was probably more than 400, because
the ticket count was like between
it was over 400 with the
people.
night before. But it was crazy. So we just had, it was just constant people. I just stayed in the studio and talked about mosaics. Charlie greeted people and turned them loose, and it was fun. It was really fun. We met some great people. So that happened. And then we have a family that we had an exchange student 20 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like 20 years ago, and we had her for her junior year, and she is all grown up now and has a family, has 2 children and a husband, and she came to visit us from Estonia. So it's been really fun showing her the city, and just spending some time meeting her family, and that's been really fun.
And we got a chance to go to Estonia, and then went over there, and it's just really interesting. The main town, Tallinn, is just beautiful. It's kept a lot of the different, its history is still there. It was never torn down or hurt. So it's a beautiful place. But anyway,
it is.
Great place to visit.
Yeah.
I would recommend it.
So
nice. It was great seeing her and her family.
And she hasn't changed a bit.
No, she looks the same.
We've changed.
Which is scary. We haven't changed
really
either.
Scary.
We don't look.
She
older.
looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's incredible. But anyway, so we've been busy this last month with all of that, but I have worked on things. It's amazing. So first, I have really been trying to knit a sweater. I really, really want a V-neck winter sweater. Charlie bought me yarn for Christmas. It's Malabrigo Rios, and I tried 2 different patterns, and they were just failures. I don't know. I'm sure it was me, but I mean, I have knit a lot of sweaters, but I just would get lost at a certain point. And I tried cliffhanger 3 times, and 3rd time was a charm. It's like, okay, I'm done. So then I tried Northwoods, and again I had trouble. It's I don't know. It's connecting the V and the straps and doing it all in one piece. Anyway, so I'm doing the basic V. I thought surely I can do the basic V by who's it by? It's by Mini Me Knit Design, and actually I'm getting it. So I've joined for the body. So then you'll do the V-neck later, but I've got quite a bit done, so I'm pretty happy about that I've actually made progress. I also finished 2 pairs of socks. One is Apple Picking by who's it by?
Yeah, that's cool.
Apple Picking is by, I don't know. It's by Artistic Yarns. So it's the color of apples and the little seeds in the core and the
How do you make the dots on it?
Well, it's in the yarn.
Oh, it's in the yarn.
Yeah.
So if you
I mean,
follow
you're
the
just
pattern.
knitting.
Okay.
You're just knitting this, and it's all one. It's all one yarn. So that's the beauty of yarn like that.
You can tell I don't.
And striped yarn,
Yeah.
you get that. It's all one. It's all one yarn. I don't have to change colors. This is Knit Spend Farms. It's she's really one of my favorite dyers. Her socks are so sturdy that, yeah, I've talked about her before, but I love her. And okay, so I talked about that I had so many blankets going, and I decided, okay, every month I would concentrate on one of my blankets. And so 1 month turned into 4 months. So it was January, February, March, and April. I worked on the Battenberg, and I got quite a lot done. I mean, it's actually getting bigger. Where is it? Okay, that's
The whole part of it?
yeah. Well, that's the green and blue. So I'm doing a rainbow of little squares, and then there's I've got them out of order, but orange and yellow. It's going to be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, rainbow, obviously.
That's really nice.
So there's the red, orange.
Yeah.
So the red, orange will go into the orange, yellow. Will go into, I don't know, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. So that's upside down, but
Nice.
it doesn't
It's
matter.
upside down. Okay.
So yeah, but I got a lot done. They're getting pretty wide. So I think I've got the length pretty good. I just need to make them wider. But so I've put that aside. So
Wait
that's
a minute. I got a question for you. So, okay, you got this little dilly bob right here where it changes colors
yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
How is that possible? Is that a miracle of some kind?
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle?
Just consider it a miracle.
Okay.
I know. It's amazing.
You can't explain it to me?
No, I can't.
Okay, I'll put it back.
It's either the yarn or I was using up scraps. I got a feeling that orange middle, right there, that orange middle,
That is really cool.
right there, is a different scrap than the green yarn. But
Did you plan
like,
that?
well, I planned it because I ran out of. But this yarn is all the same yarn. It's all it's all different colors.
Well, I thought that was really. I think that's really.
Yeah,
Cool.
no, I was using up scraps, is what that's
Well, I
called.
like it.
That's called using up
great.
scraps.
Okay.
And
I don't have any questions for now.
I have. Oh, it's good to have questions. I have the gingerbread Advent shawl that I've been working on, and I'm still not. It's Advent, so it's been since Christmas. I tried to do a color a day, but that didn't happen. So, but I'm pretty far. I'm into the blues and purples. So yeah, I'm getting close to the end. Well, let's see what color. I am on color 19 of 24. So I'm getting there. I
Sounds
did.
good.
I did buy several Advent calendars, so I'm kind of combined a few to make sort of a rainbow. Yeah. So there's a reason why I bought that knit pick yarn, and it came today, luckily, because
I wonder why I was holding that.
I am making.
Okay.
Well, I don't have a full square because I ran out of. I didn't have any blues, so I'm making the pinwheel. There's a baby shower I'm going to, and I'm making the pinwheel baby blanket, or it's going to be a stroller blanket. But I ran out. I didn't have any blues. I had still a lot from the pinwheels I've done before. So I've got all these in progress because I was waiting for these yarns that came today.
This is the blue, right?
There's blue and there's a light green and
Yeah.
purple. There's 2 blues, I think. Yeah, there's a navy blue.
Why is it called sport weight?
That's the size of the yarn.
Oh, okay.
So those socks are made out of fingering. That Battenberg, the shawl is fingering. You see, it's a thinner yarn. See how thin it is?
Yeah,
See,
and this
that's
is
thicker.
a little wider,
Yeah.
thicker. Okay.
Yeah.
Am I going to get fired from my job? Because I'm
No,
asking
it's
all these
good to be
questions?
learning. Will you ask the same questions next time?
No, hopefully not. So,
And
very nice.
anyway,
Colors are nice.
I've got all these squares in progress. So those squares will get finished quickly because he's holding all these colors that I need to add in. So that's good because I have a few weeks until, I don't know. It's when you're in New York, the shower. So I've got a few weeks. Yeah. Charlie's going to New York with a friend. He's driving to New York with a friend.
That's the only way to do it. Well, that's the backstory. Then we'll get back to her. The backstory is
that's the way to do it.
Because I'm getting a little older.
Me,
now.
I flew to New York.
So yeah, she flew. But I've always had a guy trip. Every summer or every year we had a guy trip. There's 6 guys, and we all traveled all over and all got together, and we didn't drink very much beer.
Before
we
before
went
marriage.
to Minnesota, we went there, we went all over the place.
Way long time
And there's
ago.
only one guy left.
One guy
that
left.
actually travels. The others are still alive.
Oh, good.
So we're taking our last guys trip. And I
Isn't
think
that nice?
it is. It's going to be something. We're going to visit my son and his girlfriend in New
and
York,
my
and
sister.
her sister.
Yeah.
And it's going to be great. And I've been there a few times, but it's been a while.
Rosie and I will be alone. Where
And
is
she's going to
Rosie?
be alone and
Alone for I don't know how many days.
So
but,
I'll be gone a while, but so that's what that's about, which is not important to anybody but me and my other buddy that's going to do it. Okay.
It's all good. It's all
good.
good. No, I'm happy. Where is Rosie?
Rosie's over running around. Probably going to. No, she's way over there. in the
Rosie,
yard.
Rosie, come
Treat.
here.
Get a
Come here.
treat. Get
I've
a
got a
treat.
treat.
Treat. Come on, Rosie.
She doesn't believe us. She doesn't believe us. Okay, so let's see, what else? Oh, I know what else. Nitty Natty is running a yarn cozy yarn condom. I call them yarn condoms. Knit along this month.
Okay.
Yeah, with her own pattern. So I have been making them like crazy because they're easy to make. So I've made a lot of them. Here's what they do. I showed you last time.
Okay.
Remember that it holds the yarn.
That's cool.
So yeah. So I've been making a bunch of those. This is a new pair of socks that it's Knit Spin Farm. I'm in her club, her every other month club, which is great. So I can actually keep up with her socks, I think. Although I think I only have 5 pairs of socks going, which is better than the 7 that I had at the end of the year when I did the whip parade. So I actually am trying to get rid of whips. Works in progress.
Oh, works in progress. Thank you. I need an interpreter for this.
Okay, so that I think is it. I'm gonna show the mosaics. I did a little video of what I'm doing in the studio, and and then we'll come back tomorrow and say goodbye and sign off.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Cheers.
oh, cheers! Wait a minute, cheers.
I have a vodka tonic.
I have
Charlie
one.
has a
This
urban.
is called an urban underdog,
underdog.
and I'm not getting any money for showing this, but this is a St. Louis beer, And you see the little
Is it
St. Louis
Shafley?
flag. I think there's a flag right here.
Is
And
it
it is really good.
Is it Shafley?
Yeah, Shafley's. It's Shafley's beer, Urban Underdog,
Yeah. So we are in
St. Louis.
we are trying to be in 3 mosaic art shows in September, and they're all in a row. Oh, I said this in the studio, but that's okay. 2 of them I'm already in. The third one, well, one of them I'm in. It's called Shafley Art Outside. So it's their brewery.
Well, they make it's that's what.
Yeah, is
They
that what you call it?
They make beer, and it's kind of like connected to the brewery and everything.
Yeah.
And,
And they have an outside area with food and
Can
anyway.
I tell a story?
So then they have art once a year, and yeah.
Call on me, somebody.
I'm in
okay.
it.
The story is when we were up in Upper Minnesota, we would do shows. There was a winery up there, in a beautiful area. It's flat, beautiful, and the people are great. In the winery, they would have people come in. They would taste wine. So you start the day and you're sitting there and people would walk by and look at your work and do this and they say, oh, that's great. So after a while they kept drinking that wine and they come around and they start buying everything. It was like magic.
It's magic.
So we're hoping for the same magic in
with
Shafley.
beer, only with beer.
Only with beer. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll let you know
I think
later.
it might work, but yeah.
God, it was fun.
Yeah, and
Up
then
in Minnesota. God, it was great.
It's near the park.
Itasca State Park, where the Mississippi begins.
Yeah.
And you can walk across the Mississippi, which we've done. You fell, I think, but
No.
I got you. I
No.
don't know if you fell.
Alexa fell.
Alexa fell. Another
You
friend
fell.
fell.
I never-
didn't fall. Did I
never
fall?
did it. No, I don't.
You
think
never did it?
Yeah,
Oh my
no.
God.
I took the bridge. But really, you could walk on very slippery rocks across the Mississippi. I mean, it was a trickle, but
That's where it starts.
It made the rocks slippery. So, yeah.
It's a beautiful,
It
beautiful
was,
place.
yeah.
Itasca State Park. So,
I thought it looked dangerous. I was right.
well, it was slippery. Yeah, it was slippery.
Yeah.
So,
there you
go.
go.
What do you think? Okay,
So we will be back to sign off, and I will finish what I'm doing in the studio and show that.
Yeah.
And Rosie will be with us.
She's looking at us. So she doesn't want to talk. But.
No, she'll be with us when we finish. So we'll make her come.
Yep.
Okay. See you later.
Bye.
I want you to see our garden. So there's Rosie. This is one side. There's the Christmas tree we had inside and had it planted right after Christmas. But so here's all the flowers. And then you come around here. There's all of these new plants around the studio. And yeah, we're still growing grass from building the studio, and here's the other side garden. Yeah. And Rosie is going in the garden. No, she isn't. Yes, she is. Yeah, and I'm gonna go get a drink and we're gonna sit down on the couch. So I'm going to the studio today to work on a piece that I started yesterday. Yeah, it's very tidy in here. It usually isn't, but we had a lot of company a couple weeks ago. We were on a home tour and yeah, 500 people went through our house. It was crazy, but yeah, so I've been working on, it's not showing as bright as it is, but some glass on glass pieces. So what we do is Charlie makes me frames and then we take them to a glass shop. And they put in kind of heavy duty glass that I just want it to be stronger than not glass you find in photographs. And then I reinforce it with a little bit of, what do I use? I've used so many different glues. Oh, this E6000 clear, transparent, flexible. I don't know what it is. It is, what is it? Doesn't even say. It's glue. I don't know whether it's epoxy or, I don't think it's epoxy. Anyway, that's what I've been using. Sometimes I use the silicone glue, which is what I used on the windows. They're glass on glass. And I could use that, except I find it hard to use. So anyway, so I end up with these frames, and he's making a bunch more. And I have one here. So I put a pattern behind it. I just, glue it. Oh, there's a butterfly. There's a butterfly hiding. And then I have this wonderful light board. Yeah. So I can spread out my glass and see what it would look like with light going through it, which will be really good for also sorting glass to make sure that I get the ones I want, and then I just put it together. So I'm going to work on that today. Oh, I was playing with the mouth. I've got a butterfly going that you saw, and Mr. Lion is almost done. He just needs a little bit more background. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of really like him. He's pretty good. I love his eyes. I think it's the same kind of eye that I used on the wolf. Right. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do today. One of these 3 jobs, but I think it's going to be this glass on glass, because I want to get some of these going so that they'll be ready for shows. I have possibility of 3 shows in September, back to back, every weekend a show. I'm in 2 already, and I'm applying to a 3rd one. So yeah, so we'll be busy. Charlie's not sure about doing that, all 3 of those, but we'll see. So yeah, I got to get to work. So I've been working on this, and I've gotten a little bit farther. I did the face, and now I'm putting glue, kind of a very thin layer, to make sure that it dries. Thoroughly dries, because you don't want to see the glue. This is actually weld bond. I know I've said that before. I use little Elmer's glue containers, but I empty them and put weld bond in them. So yeah, I'm just doing this little bit of area right now. The other thing is this glass is bumpy on one side, but not bumpy on the other side. So you can't have bumps on both sides with the glass on glass, because what you can get is grout. It's called grout bleed. So the bumps would make grout, when you're grouting it, go underneath, and you would see it inside the glass. So I'm being very careful to put these when they do have bumps on them. Some of them are flat on both sides, but the face is very bumpy. But yeah, it'll look better when I take the pattern away. That's underneath it. Sometimes I put a little glue on my finger, lift it up, put a little glue on it and put it back down. I don't usually lay it out like this. I just usually do it piece by piece, but I did it this way. Just don't know why. It's actually easier to do piece by piece instead of doing this because of stuff like that happens. Yeah, and you forget where the piece went. I think it went right there. Yeah, I really prefer to not do it this way. Mainly because I have a pretty significant essential tremor, so my hands shake and I can control it. As a matter of fact, I'll probably go in and, because they're shaking kind of bad today. So, yeah, I'm going to stop for a little bit and go in because I have found, and I have checked with my neurologist, and it's a fact. I do take medication for the essential tremor, but wine slows it down. So I am going to have a little bit of wine because it's 5 o'clock somewhere. All right, I'll be back. I'm back in the studio, and I have taken the pattern off the back of the piece, and oh, that's the box. That's the box that I, when I need to cut an edge or make a shape on a piece of glass, the little pieces go in there instead of on the floor. Charlie made that one, and swoop, he made that one. Yeah. So I have one on each table, which is great. But anyway, here's the piece. I put it on the light board, and I could take the pattern off once I got close to doing the background, which I am. I still need to put a few more pieces in. I know there's one there in the spokes, in the, whatever they're called, sunbeams. But I think that's the color of the background that I want. It's kind of an olive green frame, but yeah. And I'll grout it in black. Her face has 2 different colors. They're very close, but I think it's fine. Yeah, there's a piece of glass on her mouth. Yeah, I don't quite like the shape of her mouth. I may pry some of that off and rework her mouth, but it's coming along. Hi, we just popped in to say goodbye, and yeah, it's been fun. Rosie's down here.
Rosie's.
She wants to sleep right now.
Oh, you got to do something. Do something cute.
Do something cute.
She does.
She's very cute.
She says, "Well, there she goes. There she goes." Show me about.
Anyway, yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, really everywhere, Etsy, Mosaics by Virgin, or contact me at email, which is Mosaics by Virgin 33. I'll write it on there if it isn't at Gmail. I'll write my email.
And you can find me in the garage. In the garage working on frames.
Because he has to.
I have to.
Yeah.
And you can find Rosie running all over the place.
Yeah.
So.
He has his Estonian shirt on that our company brought him.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
That's cool.
From our foreign exchange
map of the country. Map on the country.
Great place to visit. On the sidebar.
Yeah, you already said that.
I already did that? Okay. Hey, I'm getting old. Who knows?
Unless I don't know what your sidebar, but Yeah. You already talked about Talon.
Okay, all right, yeah, you know.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. Well, we're showing our age.
Do you want to hear about Talon?
No, not right now. All right. So anyway, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, and hopefully I finished that glass on glass that I'm gonna put
Yeah.
at the end of what I was doing. I'm gonna try to finish it this morning before I put this up. And yeah, and I'm just busy working. I did a square last night. I'm busy working on this blanket because
Yeah,
that shower is coming right up. And yeah,
I didn't do anything.
you know, you're making frames.
Oh, I'm making frames, yeah, that's true.
I'm teaching a class next week, 3 students, mosaics. So he has to have kind of a variety of frames for them. Then he's taking a frame for our son's birthday in New York. He has to take that
Yeah.
when he goes to New York, a glass on glass. And what else? Yeah, so you're making a lot of frames right now.
Yeah, I am. And
But-
I enjoy it.
But
It's
it's
fun.
good. Anyway, bye. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate
So this is
you
bye.
subscribing, and all the new people that have subscribed. Thank you. See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.